Hey there YouTubers, this is Chetan here and welcome to my channel Nature Design. And today's terrarium, it's a very unique terrarium and it's based on the theme Avatar Floating Mountains. It is inspired by the movie Avatar. This is a very unique and a huge project. For this project I'll be using this tank. The tank size is 1 by 1 feet and by 7 inches. I have specially made this tank for this particular project and I hope that you will like this project. So let's get started. For the falls bottom I'll be using Lika clay balls, but I have run out of the Lika clay balls. So what I'll be doing, I'll be mixing Lika clay balls along with the gravels for the falls bottom. Mosquito mesh to avoid the substrate from falling into the falls bottom, which I have already cut into the size of the tank. Charcoal for keeping the terrarium clean by purifying the water of the terrarium. And of course my own made ABG mix. It consists of dry moss, cocoa peat, coconut bark and sand or soil. I have so many variety of plants for this project that I am confused. So I'll be giving you the names of the plants which I'll be using for this project, because I'm not going to use each and every plant for this project, but I'm going to choose out of them. For the hardscape I have prepared this mountains. I've made this mountain using styrofoam, and after shaping those mountains, what I did, I just coated it with cement and a mixture of POP. And of course I have created one more thing which I haven't shown you yet, and yes, these are the floating mountains we'll be using for this project. And of course I have also prepared something very unique and different. These are the vines. These are the jungle vines I'll be using for this project. Preparing these jungle vines was not at all hard. What I did, I got a good quality of thread and I coated the thread with silicone and I just dumped them into the cocoa peat and I pressed the cocoa peat on the thread and let it dry. And this is what I've got, the jungle vines, my own made jungle vines for a smaller project. I also put some holes and gaps in the mountains to plant the trees inside. So let's get started. As I said, I'll be mixing the gravels and the Lika balls together. And I've already cut the mosquito mesh in the size of the tank. The charcoal to purify the water. I'll be keeping the substrate straight instead of the higher at the background, because I have already prepared the mountains for it, so I don't want it to just ruin the scape. I have already planted few plants just to see how it looks in the hardscape. Now I'm planting the other plants. I have used all the 3 types of Petunia, the nerve plant, Aurelia, Syngonium, some mini palms, and a very different moss. Actually I don't know the name of that moss, but that is the local moss which I found out in our area, so I used it. Now I'm planting the small plants in the holes of the mountains which I have created, as I said. I'll be keeping the lower plants in the center because the floating mountain will be above it, and I don't want any plant to be touching to the mountain. It will ruin the hardscape and it will not look good, and it will not look like the mountain is floating in the air. So I'll be keeping the lower plants in the center and the plants which will grow higher in the background or on the sides. Even you can see that I haven't planted too many plants. I just want the plants to grow, and I like to see the plants growing, and instead of planting the whole terrarium with all the plants, I want it to grow it inside eventually and take over the terrarium. Now I'm preparing the floating mountains. I have to plant it outside only instead of planting it inside. It is easier and better. I'm putting the substrate and the holes which I have created on the top and on the sides of the mountain, and planting the tree plants in it. And if the plants are growing from the side of the mountain, that will look really cool and great. And please let me know in the comment box that what you feel and what you think the things which I have made in this terrarium. I also planted some hanging plants in the mountain so that it look like naturally some plants are hanging from the top till down. And I have already attached the vines to the mountain. I joined these mountains with the help of winding wire, and the hardest part was making it hanging. So what I did, I just used a lollipop stick and I stick it to the corners of the tank, and I put the winding wire in it, and the centered one, the centerpiece, the bigger piece, the bigger mountain is been attached with the help of nylon wire at the back of the tank. I hooked it at the back of the tank. Now adding some springtails, the cleanup crew. As the project is big, I am adding just more springtails, and this is it, the final product. Please let me know what you think about it. I find it out pretty cool, and actually the mountains are hanging. It looks great, but I just want you to tell me that what do you think about it. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. And there are plenty of new projects, as I say always, there are plenty of new projects coming up, and if you want to know about it, you need to subscribe the channel. That's it for the day. Bye, and see you next week.